In June 1947, the Strait of Malacca was one of the busiest maritime trade routes in the world, packed with vessels navigating the post-World War II ocean. But that routine traffic was suddenly pierced by a frantic two-part Morse code distress signal that interrupted the radio channels of multiple nearby ships. The first half of the transmission laid out a grim reality. All officers, including captain, are dead, lying in chart room and bridge, probably whole crew dead. After a chaotic string of unreadable dots and dashes, the signal ended with a final, chilling sentence: "I die." An American vessel, the Silver Star, was closest to the coordinates. The crew immediately changed course, eventually tracking down the source of the signal, a Dutch freighter called the SS Ourang Medan. When the rescue crew pulled alongside the ship, there was no sign of life. The deck was completely still. The American captain ordered a boarding party to step onto the freighter to investigate. They expected to find a routine mechanical failure, or perhaps a severe sickness. Instead, the moment they stepped aboard, they walked into a surreal, bloodless slaughterhouse. The boarding party found the entire crew dead, but it was their physical state that alarmed the rescuers. Every man was frozen stiff, exactly at his post, from the captain on the bridge down to the workers in the boiler room. And they all shared the exact same expression. Their eyes were locked wide open, their teeth bared, and many had their arms reaching up toward the sky, as if fighting off an invisible enemy. Yet close physical inspection revealed a bizarre contradiction. There wasn't a single cut, bullet hole, or drop of blood on any of the bodies. The ship showed absolutely no signs of a struggle or a pirate attack. Even the ship's small terrier dog was found dead, its jaw locked open in a silent snarl. And despite the tropical Indonesian heat sitting well over 90 degrees Fahrenheit, the deep interior cargo holds felt inexplicably, unnaturally freezing cold. Realizing they needed a full forensic investigation, the captain decided to tow the mystery ship back to port. But the moment they attached the tow lines, thick black smoke began pouring out of the lower decks. The rescue crew scrambled back to the Silver Star just in time. Minutes later, a massive explosion ripped the freighter apart with such force that it lifted the entire steel hull out of the water. The blast capsized the Ourang Medan and sent it to the bottom of the ocean. With the physical evidence gone, any hope of a definitive explanation sank with the wreckage. When assessing mass, bloodless casualties at sea, the most logical explanation points to the ship's engine, specifically a severe boiler malfunction resulting in a carbon monoxide leak. As you can see in this cross-section diagram, carbon monoxide is an odorless, invisible gas. If a boiler vents improperly, the gas slowly fills the lower decks, quietly asphyxiating a crew exactly where they stand or sleep without triggering any alarm. But this theory hits an immediate wall. Carbon monoxide poisoning steadily deprives the brain of oxygen, gently inducing sleep. It completely fails to account for the contorted faces, locked jaws, and arms reaching out in sheer terror. Furthermore, a standard smoldering boiler fire cannot explain why the deep cargo hold was freezing cold, nor does it possess the explosive yield required to destroy an entire steel freighter. Because a standard mechanical failure cannot account for these specific physical and environmental anomalies, the symptoms point toward a much darker variable: the presence of something highly weaponized. To understand what that might be, we have to look at the geopolitical chaos of 1947. In the immediate aftermath of World War II, international trade routes were rife with the undocumented smuggling of leftover military assets. This leads to the leading historical hypothesis. Investigators suspect the ship was secretly transporting illicit Japanese nerve agents or chemical weapons, like large quantities of potassium cyanide, stolen from abandoned wartime laboratories. Severe nerve agent exposure aligns with the forensic descriptions. A silent, potent leak would induce rapid rigor mortis, while simultaneously causing terrifying hallucinations, explaining why the crew died pointing at an invisible enemy. These nerve agents also possess incredibly volatile chemistry. If leaking chemical containers mixed with seawater in the unventilated hull, the reaction would rapidly absorb ambient heat, causing the unnaturally freezing temperatures, before eventually sparking a massive, violent combustion. The illicit chemical weapons theory accounts for every bizarre environmental anomaly of the Ourang Medan incident, from the terrified expressions to the final catastrophic blast. To confirm this chemical smuggling theory, investigators only needed one piece of proof: a single cargo manifest, or a basic shipping registration confirming the vessel's route. But the story hits a historical wall. There is zero record of the Ourang Medan in any Dutch port. International insurance, registries, and authorities have no trace of the ship or crew. It's completely missing from the ledger. This leaves us with two stark realities. The first is a massive cover-up. The total absence of paperwork is the deliberate result of a top-secret military scrub, designed to erase all evidence of an illegal, catastrophic weapons leak that killed an innocent crew. The opposing reality is that the entire event is a masterful maritime myth, an urban legend built from the collective, lingering anxieties of post-war sailors navigating dangerous waters. The true terror of the Ourang Medan lies in how easily the sea can swallow a historical truth, leaving only a ghost story.